and welcome to the Tsar show. This is all about Russian history, and today we are joined by Russia's last Tsar, Nicholas II. So thank you for coming in today, Nicholas. So we're going to get straight on with our questions that the public have actually sent in to us. So our first question is, how do you feel like you were supported by the public? Did they like you, not like you?
No.
They didn't like you?
No.
And you're very certain of that? That was a quick answer. Why do you think they didn't like you?
Because of the Russo-Japanese war, we were fighting for Korea.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we lost and had to give up Korea as a result.
So do you think they were angry at that because you really pushed the war and then you surrendered after a year?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else?
There was also Bloody Sunday, where factory and workers protested outside the Winter Palace for radical reforms.
Yeah.
That put a lot of pressure on my government.
Do you feel like that was the right thing to do for them to be shot at, considering 200 were killed and 800 wounded?
Yes.
Even though they were just innocent people, that's 1,000 lives affected and
Yes.
many more families.
It's because it was getting a lot out of hand.
Do you feel like this arrogant kind of attitude that you have right now is the reason why many Russians didn't like you?
Yeah.
Okay, our second question. Did your upbringing prepare you to be Tsar?
No, because I wasn't interested in politics at all. Although, Pobod Nosteb was my tutor for politics.
So why don't you think you were prepared to be Tsar? Because the whole of obviously you're the oldest son of your father, so the whole of your life you knew that you were going to be Tsar one day. Why do you think that you weren't prepared?
Because I was very religious when I went to politics, so I went to church a lot.
Okay, so you're just more interested in the church.
Yeah.
Okay. And our last question, how do you feel like the war affected your reign? And when we say war, we mean the Great War, the First World War.
As a result of war, my government was overthrown, so food shortages and high inflation. This put pressure on me and my government. Yeah.
Any more about your government? How it affected the Russian government?
I was put under pressure and I had to react.
Did your government get overthrown after the war?
I said that.
Oh, right. Okay. Great. Thanks. Okay, now we're going to jump forward in time 100 years and we have our historian Cora, so big round of applause. Hello Cora, thank you for joining us today. We have some more questions that the public have sent in that they really want to ask you, so yeah, let's get started. Which of Alexander III's policy did Nicholas II bring in?
He kept on the policy of Russification, which sort of interfered with the education, religion and culture of ethnic minorities and religious minorities. And there were pogroms which sort of killed Jews, so discrimination was more open than it was beforehand.
And what did the government do about this discrimination?
They didn't do very much because they permitted a lot of this to happen. They were the ones that were repressing these minorities, so they were making sure the Russians did stay dominant.
So we can see that Alexander II brought Russification in. It was then intensified by Alexander III and then intensified even more by Nicholas II.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Russification had an effect on Russian culture at the time?
I think it definitely did because it would have kept sort of certain people repressed, and that could lead to them sort of joining these underground political radical groups against the Tsar. And again, it would have kept Russians dominant, and especially considering there were over 200 nations in the empire, it did affect a lot of people, but it did keep the Russian Orthodox Church powerful.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
considering the Russian Orthodox Church supported the Tsar, having their power really would have helped.
Yeah. So what do you think was the biggest reform that Nicholas II made?
I think when he promised having a genuine parliament with legislative powers, that was a very big thing at the time, and there was an elected Duma which was pressured to have because the public didn't really like him, and also because his wife Alexandra was said to be making decisions, and considering she was German, people weren't fond of this idea of someone German making decisions on behalf of Russia.
Yeah.
So yeah, he introduced that and also promised to end, I think, redemption payments.
Okay, lovely. Well, thank you for your time and thank you at home for watching. See you next time.